see it there, you see?
Very good. Now we're doing today's blot, which is Tess. So basically, the halacha psuk in the Shulchan Aruch is that if someone did not read Kriyas Shema through some kind of oinus, according to Rav Shimon ben Yochai, you can read even after alos, and you would get up until Nades, you could get credit for the Kriyas Shema at night. Now you can't do that and have both day and night. You have to choose, that's night, then you'll read Kriyas Shema after Nades Chachama for the next day. So that's a halacha psuka that in now we're going to see that you can start reading Kriyas Shema. There's another term, mishiyakir, that when you can start differentiating between tcheles and lavon in your tzitzis. That's a little period of time after alos. That's me'ikar adin when you can start. We're going to see the next Mishnah when you can start reading Kriyas Shema. But me'ikar adin, you want to read Kriyas Shema right before Nates. That's vasikin, because we are soymech ge'ula l'tfila, and the vasikin will say their Shmona Esrei right with Nates Chachama, right when the sunball comes up. So there's a time when you could say Kriyas Shema, but there's the optimal time, and then of course the last time is 3 hours in the day. After 3 hours of the day is man Kriyas Shema. We'll get into that again. That if you are one of those people who did not Kriyas Shema at night, and now you find yourself after alos, and you want to be Yotzei Kriyas Shema, now even though it's after alos, you can do it, but you can't say Hashkivenu. Hashkivenu is a bracha that you say right before you go to sleep, but nobody's going to sleep now. These dinim, he didn't say it openly, we learn it, we sort of deduce it. Where? Dahu Zugad Rabbanon, there was a pair of Chachamim, the Ishtakar Behilula de Braid Rav Yeshua ben Levi, that got drunk by the wedding of the son of Rav Yeshua ben Levi. Also, Lekamed Rav Yeshua ben Levi. They went to Rav Yeshua ben Levi, Omar, Kedayu Rav Yeshua ben Lismochel B'Shas Chag. Right? It was after Alos. They hadn't read Kriyas Shema at night. So we can rely on Rav Shimon B'Shas. This is the halach I quoted you in the Shulchan Aruch, that it says that B'Shas Chag, if you lost Kriyas Shema at night, and you find yourself after Alos, according to Rav Shimon ben Yochai, you can say Kriyas Shema even up until the Nades. Ma'aser Shabo Bonav. Then the Mishnah gave us a story of Rav Gamliel, where his children came to him also by coming to a wedding. I don't understand, says the Gemara. Hashalo Shmilu Hadra Gamliel? What, up until then they had never heard the halacha from their father? Hachi Kamerle. This is really what the dialogue was going on. The sons said to their father, Rabbanan Pligi Eilechem. The Chachamim argue with you. You say we can read Kriyas Shema until Alos, but the Chachamim of our Mishnah said you have to stop by Chatzois. So the halacha is Yachid v'Rabim halacha karabim. Normally, when we decide how to paskin a halacha, we have a principle in the Torah. It says Achrei Rabim Lahatos. We should always go after the majority. That's why in Bezdin they vote, and whoever has the higher vote, they paskin whether somebody was chayiv or guilty or not guilty. Potter. So since the Chachamim argue with you, our father, maybe the halacha is not like you. Oidilma Rabbanan Kavosech Sfirali. Really, the Chachamim hold like you, me'ikar adin, that you can read it until Alos. Haide ka'amri ad chatzos. The only reason that they say you have to stop by chatzos is a gzeira. Kedei laharchik odem and aveira. Like we said, they're putting a fence around a mitzvah. If you go to sleep and you don't say it by chatzos, you may not wake up and you're going to lose the mitzvah of Kriyas Shema. So you know what? Good idea. Make a gzeira. Read it by chatzos. And therefore, it's only now. Since the Chachamim hold like you, then we can say, even though we're after the normal period of time after Chatzos. In fact, Rabbi Gamliel answered, in fact, the truth is Rabbanan hold like me, that it's until Alos. The Chayav and and therefore you're still chayiv to read it. You're correct. The reason they said it's on Chatzos is because it's a gzeira. V'lo zu bilvad amru. He also gave them the example of the hektar chalavim, that you could burn the limbs and the fats of a korban all night. And Chachamim also say, make a gzeira, burn them by chatzos. Rav Gamliel, mi kamer ad chatzos, diktani v'lo zu bilvad. Did Rabbi Gamliel say that this din also goes ad chatzos? Hachi kamer lu Rabbi Gamliel avanei. This is what Rabbi Gamliel said to his sons. Afilu l'Rabbanon dika amri ad chatzos. Even according to Chachamim who say you have to do it by chatzos, mitzvah ad sheyal amad hashachar. They agree that the burning of the Eivorim Uptorim is also until amad hashachar. V'hai dika amri ad chatzos ukadei l'harchi kodem l'avir. Again, the same din, the gzeir, hektar chalavim. And the Gemara points out that the example that it gave, where really the mitzvah is to do it all night, but you stop by chatzos, was this din of korbanos, like a chatas, asham, shlomim, where we burn the innards, that technically you could burn them all night, but the Chacham made a gzeira, and you do it by chatzos. What about the korban pesach? Vilu achilas psochim lo iktoni. Now, there is a debate, we know, regarding the korban pesach as well. Are you supposed to eat the korban pesach by chatzos, or do you have all night to eat it? V'reminu. I'll ask you a kasha from another baraisa where they did talk about achilas psochim. And how come our mission doesn't talk about achilas psochim? It says kriyashma arvis, laning kriyashma of ma'ariv, v'halel belele psochim, the halal that we say when we eat the korban pesach, ve'achilas pesach itself, mitzvos not sheyalem od hashachar. The ikar mitzvah is until al od hashachar. And again, the Chacham there as well say that we have to finish it by chatzos. So how come our Mishnah didn't mention that example? Amar Rav Yosef loy kasha, ha Rabbi Elazar ben Azariah, ha Rabbi Akiva. This is a different machloikas. This is actually a machloikas tanoim between Rabbi Elazar ben Azariah and Rabbi Akiva. The Tanya. Ve'achluas habasar balayla hazeh. Says you shall eat this meat on this night. Eliezer ben Azariah oimer, nemer kan balayla hazeh v'nemer lahalon v'avarti be'eret mitzrayim balayla hazeh. By Makas Bechoros it says he went balayla. So we make laila hazeh, we make an equation, a hekesh. And when did the Makas Bechoros take place? Only until Chatzos. Ma lahala not Chatzos, because HaKadosh Baruch Hu said, B'Chatzos halayla ni yotzei b'soch Mitzrayim. So we know when it took place. Ad kan ad Chatzos. So Rabbi Eliezer ben Azariah is holding me'ikar adin. You may not. This is not a gzeira, like we had by Kriya Shema that me'ikar adin, or by hektar chalavim that you can burn it all night, you can read it all night, we make a gzeira. No, Rabbi Eliezer ben Azariah from Psukim is learning that the ikar din cannot extend beyond chatzos because it's connected to makas b'choros because of these Psukim. Armalei Rabbi Kiva. Rabbi Kiva doesn't agree. Alok v'nemer b'chipazon. You shall eat it b'chipazon, in haste. When is that? Ad shas chipazon. The Bnei Yisrael were driven out in the daytime b'chipazon, because the Psukim say they went out in haste in the daytime. So Rabbi Kiva holds until that time, which is until the morning, you have to eat the korban pesach. Imkein matum lomer balayla. So for Rabbi Kiva then, what was the point when it says v'chlu abasar balayla zeh? Why do you have to mention balayla? So he says like this: Yachol yehinechal kikochim bayom. Now, gentlemen, when we shech the chatas or an asham or a shlomi, we eat the meat during the daytime. We do the zrika in the daytime, and we eat the meat in the daytime. So I might have thought by the korban pesach, when do we shecht it? Bein ha'arbayim. We do it in the afternoon. But when do we eat it? At night. Not in the daytime. But I might have a havamina that I could have eaten in the daytime like other kochim. That's why I need, says Rabbi Kiva the pasuk, balayla zeh, to teach me that I can eat this korban in the night. Talmud Lomer balayla. Balayla hu nechal v'lo bayom, which is different than other korbanos. Now the Gemara is going to analyze this machlokas. B'yishmal Rabbi Ben Azariah di islay gzer shava. We have a gzer shava, balayla zeh, balayla zeh. Yitzrich lemichtav lehazeh. The balayla hazeh. Why did you have to say balayla hazeh? Because for Rabbi Ben Azariah, it's important because it allows me to make a hekesh to the Indian of Makas B'choros, where he also uses the terminology of Laila Zeh. El Rabbi Kiva, Hayazem Avitlei. Rabbi Kiva doesn't need this hekesh between Laila Zeh. He learns that it's Ad Shasachi Pozon, so you don't need a Zeh. So Rabbi Kiva learns L'me'ute Laila Acher Hudas. Comes to teach me, I might have a Havamina that I could eat the Korban Pesach not just tonight, but the next night. Why is that? We have an example, a shlomim. If I shech the shlomim Monday in the morning, I'm allowed to eat it Monday and Tuesday. So now we said that the Achilas Pesach has to be done at night. Well, I would have done Havamina, just like the shlomim, I get to eat it for 2 days. By the Korban Pesach, I get to eat it for 2 nights. We have 2 categories. Kochim Kalim, lenient Kochim. And we have Kochim Kodoshim, like Chatis, Osham, Ola. Where I can shecht it, I have to shecht it only in the north. Who can eat it? Nola, only the Mizbech eats it. Chatis and Osham, only Kohanim eat it. There are more lenient Kochim. I can shecht it anywhere in Azor. Like a Shlomim, a Toda, a Pchor, a Pesach, a Meiser. And anyone can eat it, even a regular Yisrael, a Zar, a non-Koyin. So they fall into the category of Kochim Kalim. So a Pesach is in the category of Kochim Kalim, so is a Shlomim. So Ma Shlomim Necholim L'Shnei Yomim V'Layla Echad, it can be eaten for 2 days and a night. A Pesach Nechol Shtei Lolos, B'Makom Beis Yomim. Therefore, I would juxtapose eating the Korban Pesach for 2 nights, which is like the 2 days of a Shlomim. V'Nechol Beis Layla V'Yom Echad, Kamash B'Lan, B'Layla Zeh. B'Layla Zeh Hu Nechol Ve'Inu Nechol B'Layla Acher. The B'Layla Zeh comes to tell me I can only eat it this night. Next night I can't eat it. Now, it's a good svara. What does Rabbi Elazar ben Azariah do? How does Rabbi Elazar ben Azariah know that I can't eat it to the next night? Elazar ben Azariah, because it says Milo Sosiru ad Boker Nafka. What does it say by the Korban Pesach? I may not leave anything over until the morning. Well, if I can't leave everything in the morning, and if it's noiser, I got to burn it. Well, obviously I can't eat the Korban Pesach the next night. I was told I can't leave anything over. So that's a kasha Rabbi Kiva. Rabbi Kiva, I b'layla acher. Rabbi Kiva, I me hasam. If I only had the posuk lo sosirat boker hav, I mean my boker sheni. That means that second morning. Remember, you can eat it the 15th and the 16th, and the boker after the 16th is what we're talking about. So that's why I need a b'layla zeh to tell me it's only this night. Rabbi Eliezer, Arnocha kol boker rishon. Whenever the Torah uses the word boker, it means the boker after the next day. It doesn't mean boker sheni. So we have a machlokas, Rabbi Elazar ben Azariah and Rabbi Kiva, regarding when do we eat the Korban Pesach. According to Rabbi Elazar ben Azariah, we can't eat it later than Chatzois because it's connected to the Makas B'choros, which happened by Chatzois. According to Rabbi Kiva, we can eat it until the morning because it's connected to the Chipazon, when they were Yotzei Mimitzrayim B'Chipazon. Hani tanoi. That very same machlokas is similar to the 5 machlokas to Tanya. Sham tizbach es ha-pesach ba'orev. There you shall shech the Pesach in the afternoon. Kivo ha-shemesh, which means when the sun goes down. Mo'ed seischa b'Mitzrayim, in the day when you left Mitzrayim. So here we're seeing 3 periods of time. Afternoon of Yud Daled, the night of Pesach, and the next morning. Rabbi Eliezer Omer be'erev atazoiveach. When do we shech the Korban Pesach? Bein arbaim, in the afternoon. Ukivo hashemesh ata oichel. When do we eat the Korban Pesach? At night, when the sun goes down. That's the lashon of vo hashemesh. Umoed seischa mitzrayim ata soirev. When the morning comes, when the Klal Yisrael went out, you have to burn what's left over. Rabbi Yeshua Omer, no. Ba'erev atazoiveach. Yes, you shecht in the afternoon. Kivo hashemesh, when the sun goes down, shkia ata oichel, you're allowed to eat. Ve'ad matay ata ochel, until when can you eat? V'hoylech ad moed seischa mitzrayim. So now we have a second manta omer like Rabbi Akiva. Rabbi Yeshua says you can eat it until the morning when they went out of Mitzrayim. So we have machloikis again between Rabbi Eliezer and Rabbi Yeshua. Amar Rabba kol moedim kishengal yisrael Mitzrayim lo nigelu ela be'erev. So everybody holds that the Geula at least started at night. Shenemar Hotziacha Hashem lokecha mimitzrayim laila. So the beginning Yitzia certainly occurred at night. However, kishiyotzu lo yotzu ela b'yom. When they physically went out, it was only in the daytime. Shenemar mimocharasa pesach yotzu bnei Yisrael biyad ramah. So on these 2 points, there's no machlokes. Al man nechleku, al shas chipazon. What is considered the time of haste? If you remember, at night, the Egyptians woke up. They were so terrified. They wanted to drive aside immediately. But that happened at midnight when the Makas Bechoros took place. Every house was found. So it was their haste. Rabbi Kiva said, chipazon to Yisrael. The Bnei Yisrael, by the daytime, they were now itching to get out, and they wanted to get out fast. Rashi, chipazon de Mitzrayim, makas habechorim shal yonam nechpazu lemor l'shalcham, chipazon de Yisrael, lo shamu lahem latzei sad boker. In fact, nobody listened to them to allow them to go out until the morning. Tanya Namachi, Hotziach Hashem lekech Mitzrayim laila. I don't understand. V'chi b'layla yatzu v'lo lo yatzu l'biyom. They only went out in the daytime. Shnei mochras haPesach yatzu bnei Yisrael biyad ramah. Ele melamed shetzchila lehem geula miberev. So the geula started at night. Then we're going to darshan other psukim in this sugya of Yetzias Mitzrayim. It says daber na. What's na? It's please. Daber na baznei ha'am. Right? They were told, please speak to the people. Go and have them borrow kalim from their neighbors. Amid v'Rav Yanai. They said in the yeshiva Rav Yanai. Ein na l'loshon bakosha. Na is like from asking. Please. Amalei HaKadosh Baruch Hu Moshe. B'vakasha mimcha lech v'mor lam Yisrael. Please. Ask from Klai. So b'vakasha mikem sho'alu mimitzrayim klei chesed v'klei zov. Borrow from the neighbor Egyptians gold and silver. Why? Shelo yoymar oisoi tzadik. That tzaddik, referring to Avram Avinu, because he was told, "Va'avadum v'inu otam arba meot shana," and then they'll come out berchush gadol. But va'avadum v'inu, so maybe Avram Avinu will hear that they were slaving away, and that promise Hashem was mekayim. But then he said to Avram, "V'achrechen yetzu b'chush gadol lo kayim." So that's why it was important for Kadosh Baruch Hu to ask Moshe, to beg Klai Yisrael, please ask from the Mitzrayim to borrow gold and silver so that you can leave with a lot of wealth. Because he wanted to be able to tell Avram Avinu, I was mekayim both. Amru lo levai, sheneitzeh me'atzmeinu. What do you mean? We just want to go out. We're not interested in the gold and the silver. The Gemara gives an example. A person is in prison. You know what? People are coming tomorrow to take you out of prison. And they can give you a lot of money. Get me out of prison today. I don't need a groschen. So that's the same thing with Klai Yisrael. Then it says Vayashilum. They lent them. It was against their will. Now, whose will? That the Mitzrayim didn't want to give it to them. That the Israelim didn't want to take it. That in a bad house, they don't want to give away their shalal, their wealth. The Bnei Yisrael, the mandam that holds that the Bnei Yisrael were forced to take the gifts, is because who wants to go? You're about to go out into the midbar, you have to schlep more stuff, so they didn't want to take more stuff. So the machlok is who was forced to do it. Vayinatzlu Mitzrayim. Vayinatzlu means like they fleeced them. They got rid of everything. Like a sieve that everything's been through already, all poured through already. Or like a net that it's already been removed, all of the fish from it. Then Moshe Rabbeinu was told that the sneh, Eyeh asher eyeh, I will be what I will be. very sort of mystical statement that Hashem made. What does that mean? Amar HaKadosh Baruch Hu Moshe, Lechem or lahem Yisrael, Ani hayisi imachem b'shibud zeh, v'ani eya imachem b'shibud malchios. That is going to come shibud malchios. It's going to come Bavel, Parasumodai, Yavon, and Rome. We are in Golus Malchus. We are in Malchus, Shibud Malchios. That Hashem was telling Moshe Rabbeinu at the Sneh that I am with you now in this Shibud, I will be with you in your other Shibudim as well. Moshe said, you know what? Why do we have to tell them Eya Asher Eya? We're giving them bad news. That in the future they also have to be worried about Shibud Malchios? Let's not say that. Kadosh Baruch Hu listened to Moshe. He just said, Eya is sending you. There's no Eya Asher Eya, because that would depress them. Then, by the Hara Carmel, when Eliyahu Navi davened by the Nevi'ei Abal that his offering should be accepted, he said, Aneni Hashem Aneni. Amar Vavo, Loma Amar Eliyahu Aneni Beis Pamim. Melamed, Shomar Eliyahu Lefnei HaKadosh Baruch Hu Baruch Shalom Aneni, Sheterid Eish Min HaShamayim. Number one, he wanted fire to come down to consume the korban. The Toichel Kol Asher Mizbeach. The Aneni Shetesiach Daitem Kedei Shloim Ma'aseh Kshafim. Sort of confuse them so that they will recognize that this is coming from you and that it's not magic. Shenemar V'ata Hasiboita Es Liba Machoranis. Because their heart was backwards, so I had to daven for both aspects. Mishnah. So the first Mishnah talked about when do we start reading Kriyat Shema at night. This Mishnah is Me'emas and Kornis Shema B'Shachris, right? When do we start reading Kriyat Shema in the morning? Mishiyaker ben Tchelis L'Lov, where it's enough light, where you can differentiate between white and blue. There's Omer ben Tchelis L'Kresi, which is Tchelis, which is a blue, and Kresi is like a green. Now, when do you finish? When does the time of reading Kriyat Shema finish? Ad HaNetzacham. But Rabbi Yeshua Omer ad shlosh shoyos. He gives you until 3 hours in the day. Shkein derech mlochim lamad b'shlosh shoyos. The kings only wake up then. The Mishnah tells us, listen, if you're after 3 hours of the day, you should read Kriyat Shema, because it's also considered Torah. So the mitzvah of Talmud Torah you also get. You might not get the mitzvah of Kriyat Shema, but you get the mitzvah of Torah. My ben Tchelis L'Lovin. What do we mean? You have to be able to tell the difference between the royal purple and white. Ilema ben Gavavava da Amra Chivra, a piece of white wool. L'Gavavava da Amra da Chelta versus a piece of blue wool, which is a big piece. You can look at that at night. You can also tell the difference between that. Ela ben Tchelis Sheba L'Lovin Sheba. We're talking about tzitzis. So you're talking about this string. You know how we have with the white, and then you have one blue. So there, it might be harder to tell. Tanya Rab Meir Oimer, Mishiyaker ben Ze'ev L'Keleb. There were other shittas given. Rab Meir said, to tell the difference between a wolf and a dog, sometimes you need a lot of light to tell the difference. Reb Kiva ben Chamor La'arod, between a donkey and another time like a donkey, like a wild donkey. V'acherim Oimer, Mishiyiras Chaver Rochak Daldamas V'yakirenu. And this is the way we paskin, like a cherim, to be able to tell your friend within Dalad Amis. Amar Ravuna halacha kacherim. Amar Abaya l'tfilin kacherim. Halachas for tfilin is mishayaker chaver Dalad Amis. L'kriyat Shema kivasikin. And like I said before, really the halacha is by Kriyat Shema should be right before Neitz. They would finish Kriyat Shema with the Brachot of Goal Yisrael as the Netzach Chama. And then you should start Kriyat Shema with Netzach Chama. Tana ma'achi v'asikin ha'yigorim osa im ha'netzach chama k'dei sheyisvach ge'ula l'tfila, because the bracha immediately after Kriyat Shema is Goal Yisrael. We want to make smicha l'ge'ula l'tfila. V'nimtza mispalel b'yom, you end up going to be davening in the day. Amar Rav Zeir Mikra, where's the pasuk that talks about v'asikin? Yira'ucha im shemesh, I will see you with the sun. V'lifnei yerach dordorim hey, the dordorim. Hey, Rav Yehuda ben Eliyakim, Mishum Kala Kedisha B'Yushalayim, Kol HaSomech Ge'ula L'Tfila, Eina Nizek Kol HaYom Kulo. Whoever is zoicha to do this smichas Ge'ula L'Tfila, he won't get damaged during a day. Amar Zera Eini, it's not so. V'ha'ana Samchi I do smicha gvula to the vitzaki, and I was damaged. Armalei b'maitzad. How were you damaged? Damti asal lebein malka. You brought myrtles to the Persian king, and you thought that was a buzayin. Hasam nami. You should pay to see the Persian king. We're going to see in halacha now that a person should go to see any kind of king, whether it's a Jewish king or whether it's a Goyish king. There's a concept to go see Malchus.
But not the Osher.
Person should go look at Malchus Yisrael. If you're Zaycha to see Queen Elizabeth or some king, Yavchin ben Malchi Yisrael Malchi Alkum, it'll be able to begin to teach you what's the difference between a Jewish king and a non-Jewish king. If you don't see them, you won't know what to be Mavchin. Amle Rabbi Lalaula, Ki Alsa Lahasam Shal Bishloma de Rav Bruna. When you go visit, ask how health of Rav Bruna is. B'may might call a Chavura, who is with all the Chabura, the Adam Gadol who. He's a big man. V'samech b'mitzvahs. He's happy with mitzvahs. Zim lechad samach geula l'tfila. He was once soymech geula gal yisrael with shmona esrei v'lo pasuk chukah meipulim kol yoma, and a smile didn't leave his face a whole day. Heichi matzi samech. Now the Gemara is going to now ask a technical problem. We say Brachot Hashem gal Yisrael. Now, how do we start shmona esrei? Hashem sfosai tiftach. So the Gemara is going to say. That's a hefsek ben geula l'tfila. V'amar v'yechnon betchila hu omer Hashem sfosai tiftach. Not only that, ulvasofu omer yiratzon emefi. So how can you tell me you're being somech geula l'tfila? There's Hashem sfosai tiftach. Omer b'lozer tehei betfila shel arvis. So we're talking about being somech geula l'tfila by ma'ariv, where l'chora the Gemara seems to understand that there's no Hashem sfosai tiftach then. For example, V'amar v'yechnon. It says also, who is the Ben Olam Haba? Someone who is Somech Geula at night as well. So, l'chora, this Hashem Sfosai Tiftach is a problem both times. Elomar Belozar, Tehei B'tfilas HaMincha. Should be Tfilas HaMincha. Where we're Somech Geula l'tfilah. Rashi Yomer, no. I feel it's not talking about mincha. I feel tema akulu. The Hashem Sfosai Tiftach can work by all of the davening. Even to cover abona betfila ketfila richta damya. You're worried about a hefsek? There's no hefsek. Since the Chachamim created Hashem Sfosai Tiftach as part of the davening, it's like one long tefillah, and therefore Baruch Hashem Gal Yisrael Hashem Sfosai Tiftach is not a hefsek. It's the beginning of the tefillah. The ilo temahachi, I'll show you another problem. Arvis, hechi motzi samech. Gentlemen, what do we say? V'nemar kifod Hashem es Yaakov, the Gal, Baruch Hashem Gal Yisrael, and what do we say? Ashkivenu. What about Ashkivenu? That's also a hefsek ben l'gula tefillah. V'abal Ashkivenu. Elakiva tekin rabban Ashkivenu ki gula richta dabya. Since it's Chazal who established Ashkivenu, it's like one long gula. When they established Hashem Sfosai Tiftach, they made it like one long tefillah. Michte, let's see. Ha yil ratzon mefi mashma lebasof. Yil ratzon mefi. We're about to say, let the words of my mouth. That also sounds like it should be done in the beginning. Yet we say that at the end. We say yil ratzon at the end of Shemona Esrei. Umashma meikara debein l'meimar. It sounds like we should say it in the beginning. My time at Taknun Rabban Alacha Yudches Brachos. Leim Rumei Korah. No, we say Hashem Sfosai Tiftach. Then at the end of Shemona Esrei we say Yehul Ratzon Mefi V'Gon Lefi V'Necha Hashem Tzur V'Goli. That language Yehul Ratzon Imrei Fi. Let my words. That also should have been said as an introduction to Kriyat Shema.
What I just told you, the words that I just said to you, that I've been davening to you.
But the Gemara sees that as a very appropriate introductory statement as well. It wants to know.
Use it either way.
So it wants to know why wasn't it the Be'ina Lamei, my time at the Rabban Lacha Yud Beis Brachos? It should have been said in before. Leim Rumei Korah. That's the Gemara's question. Let's open up a Tehillim. You'll see that the words Efri, we have the first 18 kapitlach, and then you have Yuratzon. So it's based on that we follow the same concept, that we say the Yudches Brachas, and then we put in Yehil Ratzon. Because technically it could have been used as an introductory pasuk as well.
But it's nothing wrong the way it is now at the end also.
Lefichach takin, but you see, lefichach takin rabban lacha Yudches Brachas is a strong remez. It's connecting it to Tanakh and Tehillim. Freik the Gemara Hani Yudches Havyan. Go see. There's not 18, there's 19. And then you Ratzon. So Ashrei Ish V'lama Rikshu Goyim Chada Parshahi. The first two prokim of Tehillim are considered like one because it's like in the same nusach. Da'am Rebbe Rosh Ben Tazi, Kuf Gimel Parshas Omer David, V'lo Omer Halaluka, Ad Sherob Em HaPolosim Shel Rishayim. It finally, after 103 kapitlach, David HaMelech uses the word Halaluka for the first time. And it's after the Rishoim get their comeuppance, after Shenema Yitamu Chatoim in Haaretz, we say it by Barchi Nafshi, Urshaim Odeinam, Barchi Nafshi is Hashem, Hallelujah. Now, this cheshbon of Kuv Gimel, Hani Kuv Gimel is Kuv Dalad Avyin. Elishmamino, Ashra Ish, V'lama Rikshagoyim, Chada Parshahi. That again, we have to use this thing that the first two kapitlach are considered one parsha. The Amar Shmuel Bar Nachmani Amar Yochanan, Kol Parsha Shaisa Chaviv David Pasuk Baba Ashrei, the sign Baba Ashrei. Any parsha that was beloved to David, he started with Ashrei and finished with Ashrei. Pasuk Baba Ashrei Dichsiv Ashrei Ish, the sign Baba Ashrei Dichsiv Ashrei Kol Choso Bo, because so that Perik Beis finishes again with Ashrei. So that's a simon that the first two prakim are considered one Perik. Okay, Shekayach. Tomorrow will be Yud.